Hi.
Hey everybody.
Okay.
We're gonna play some Puzzle Quest.
In an effort to ensure that that it stays charging, we plugged it into a battery. Actually, that's going to work just fine now.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome back to LRRMtG, and on this, I, Beej, and Paul, we'll be playing and watching being played Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest. And big thanks to D3Go for sponsoring this stream. So that's the next 60 minutes or so are going to be running over what goes on in Puzzle Quest and some of the new stuff they're doing, like dual decks. They brought that in, and we're gonna play some events.
I can't get over how much effort they put into Magic Puzzle Quest to replicate like the gameplay elements of Magic within Puzzle Quest. Like they spend way more work than you would expect to make Magic Puzzle Quest like have some of the same like the gameplay features to act as similar as possible to the card game.
Yeah.
Considering it's a completely different game.
Yeah. And yet they still all of the mechanics and stuff, they're like, what else can we do that makes it like feel a bit more like other things that happen in paper Magic? So draft is not something that's going to ever hit this, I don't think, because it's asynchronous, and draft is definitely
How would you draft Puzzle Quest?
I don't know. You'd have to everybody would have to just everyone would get a booster, and then you on your first pick you basically see a 5-card booster, a 4-card booster, a 3, a 2, and you get the last card, and you do that maybe 2 or 3 more times, and it'd be like, great. Now out of all those cards which are now in your draft catalog, build a 10-card deck out of that. Right? You do that twice, and
10-card deck. I don't know. That doesn't sound right.
But it's an infinite deck, so you can have infinite numbers of the same card, which is sometimes why I end up with 6 of the same card in my hand.
Cheats.
You
cheats.
You can only have 6 cards in your hand, also. So, let's give it a start.
All right.
We'll just.
Should we be hearing sound right now?
I have turned the sound off.
Okay.
But you'll probably hear let's see if I can crack. We can just crack a booster to see if any sound. Oh, I've got 9 minutes till my free boosters show up, and I've got let's see.
So
crack M19.
M19 just came out.
Yeah, let's crack M19. There should be definite sound here. There it is.
Declare dominance.
Yeah. Oaken form. Let's pledge.
I kind of dig the sort of, they look like Magic cards, but kind of minimalistic. Styling Magic cards.
Yeah, and they and you can zoom in on the art, which also is it's a bit of a pain when I'm playing a game and I'm trying to get tokens to fly through, and sometimes I tap on the art for the token and it blows the art up, and I'm like, I didn't want to look at the art, but
for some reason, the fact that they're square cornered bothers me.
I'm sorry.
It's like, no, it doesn't look like a Magic card. It's got square corners. It's weird. What are the different icons that come in? Is that what kind of a card it's going to be? Yeah, what color?
So yeah, if we'll watch, cracks a deck versus white, right?
Oh, so that's always going to be white cards?
That's colorless, yep. A blue card. White card. Blue card. Such good art on that, Jesus.
Uncomfortable chill.
It's terrifying.
Ugh.
3 more packs to crack here. Oh, hey, a new one I don't have yet.
Switcheroo.
That's interesting.
Exchange. That's what Switcheroo does.
Nice.
Alpine Moon.
Upkeep.
An opposing land support loses 1 shield.
Okay, so
Alpine Moon in normal Magic turns all the land into forests, or all non-basic land into mountains. Sorry, not mountains.
Okay. Yeah,
but basically screws up your opponent's land. Is the main thing it does.
Right. So what this does is that at the beginning of my turn, it just this because that symbol up in the corner there where the 6 is. 6 is how much mana it takes, and that symbol is for a support, which is something that lives on the match 3 board. And there's a number of shields. It'll have 2 shields, which means you have to match that jewel twice to make it disappear. And you can add shields to it, or you can remove shields to it, or remove shields from it. And in this case, if this is living on the board while I'm playing, an opposing support, but it has to be of a type land. This is type enchantment, right? If they have a support and it's a land type, it'll lose a shield just immediately. And if there isn't a land support, if the guy's not running a land support, all opponent supports lose 2 shields, which is can be very handy. And then the opponent gains 3 mana off of that, which is not really that great. That's just straight removal and gain life.
That's just gross.
Yeah. Declare dominance. And so you're noticing it zooms down to the bottom, right? So what's happening down there is that every time a card's open that doesn't say new, it's converting my duplicates into booster credit.
You only ever have to have one of any card?
That's correct.
So
you build, and this will always be a rare because I opened it. Gives me a guaranteed rare.
Boom.
Yeah. So that's
Death
cool.
Baron.
It's nice that it's a new rare at least, so I won't have to recycle that.
Wild creatures are in play, zombies and skeletons control of Death Touch. Whenever a zombie or skeleton control is reinforced.
It's not bad. So this just shows me all the new cards that I got right here. And then here's my conversion summary. So every time I convert those cards, like every time a common converts, I can get like 20 orbs for it, or like 20 of these of the credit. So the total is I get 290 ruins that I can use to upgrade my planeswalkers. That always confuses people, the idea of upgrading planeswalkers. And then 290 mana orbs, which I can use to do boosters. And in this case, I'm just going to say confirm to convert that over. There are no new planeswalkers to purchase for me yet, but I could get Liliana Untouched by Death at some point. And she comes with pre-con decks that you have to actually have all the... this is a pre-con deck that's a beginner deck. For her, I don't have Infernal Reckoning yet, so I can't use this deck until I get that. It's just a deck that lives in in the hand. But I mean, they also
it's just like a suggestion.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then they have a custom deck that's like you can make your custom decks do whatever you want, but we're just going to give you a sense of here's what you might want to put in a custom deck. It's just like stuff they've put together themselves. And then you can also unlock extra. You can unlock extra decks if you need more, because sometimes having one custom deck is nice, but sometimes it's nice to have 2 or 3 or 4 custom decks.
So I'm noticing that you have like over 1 million of those little Planeswalker upgrade things.
Yeah, so what that means, let's go to Planeswalkers, I'll show you what that means. And I know we've been through a little bit of this before for people who've been around before, but I also want to give Paul a rundown on what this means. The ruins are used to take what would be like level 1, like a Johnny Unyielding, and you can hold down the gain XP button, and when it fills up, it'll take him from level 1 to level 2, and he'll get perks out of that. Like maybe he'll gain a few HP, or maybe one of his Planeswalker abilities, which are these ones here, will they'll either unlock, so you'll gain like the level 1 Protect, like you'll get Protect and at level 1, and that just energizes a gem on the board so you can gain energy from it, and you also gain a life from doing that too. And maybe you get to a point where Protect is like a much more powerful thing, so Protect level 2 or level 3 or level 4, maybe you're getting more life or getting Protect, like more things to protect off of that. Like a Johnny I have right now is max level, the Johnny Vengeant.
So that's your is that your main?
I have 2 mains right now, and I have some other people that I'm bringing up over time. Dovin Bonza level 30 right now, which is halfway between, like, it's up to halfway to 60. 60's max level. My other main is Kiora.
You're gonna have to raise the level cap sometime. Ooh,
yeah,
Kiora,
maybe.
nice.
So Kiora, what I love, well, I can just show you what Kiora does, what my favorite things to do with her are. But then also Karn, because Karn's the first colorless planeswalker, I also slowly over time build him up to, just because I wanted to see what he could
one
do.
of everything.
Yeah, he just has +1 to all of his bonuses. And like,
you got Liliana.
Koth's a pain in the ass because he has negatives to his bonuses except +5 to red.
Yeah.
So every time you match red, you're getting a lot. But like I have like 3 Lilianas already. I've got 2 Nicol Boluses. I've got 4 Nisses now. And then like 2 Sarkhan.
So you are have no shortage of the planeswalkers.
The only planeswalkers I'm missing right now are Vivian Reed, who's available for sale in the store. If you're interested in buying that, she's in a bundle right now. And then also Liliana Untouched by Death, who will be making it into the store where I can buy them with the little yellow crystals up top. And you can also just view all the decks to see here's all the decks I've unlocked so far. But yeah, so we'll move on to, there's story elements that you can play through. So like every time a new set comes out, they'll have a training set that teaches you how to play with the different mechanics. I learned how to play with Flash in M19, but there's also the Magic Origins story that you can step through, and you're basically playing versus another card. The other card acts as your opponent, and it has a deck of stuff, and you're playing against their decks, and they get more and more powerful the further you go through the thing. And really, the whole completion thing is really just to be like, oh, well, Avaricious Dragon, I've beat with 5 different colors of Planewalkers. I have done the Protector.
So it's just like little bonus achievement things.
And then I can get like extra mana crystals. If I win comeback, I will get mana crystals for that, and that'll get checked off. So
you've already done all those all of those special things, or the sort of story chapter things.
Yeah, I've done a lot of the story chapter things already, and actually maxed them all out. And I'm more just concentrating on doing other stuff. There's like also the Battle for Zendikar thing, which I haven't actually done anything, or not in a lot of the new stuff there. And then also these heroic encounters are really, really, really tough. And so I just have decided not to do that because I don't care if things are tough or not. I just rather want to play the game.
So these are each set that comes out, it just adds and so theoretically your account just gets more and more and more stuff in it.
Exactly. So like as I earn all the cards, for example, I have currently all of the common cards from the Origins set, and I have 8 more cards I could get from Origins, from Uncommon, 21 Rare, and then 6 Mythics that I currently don't own from the Origins set. These are those 6 Mythics right now. And what the booster crafting allows you to do is get a guaranteed of this certain level, and you can see at the bottom the orbs change whenever I move it to a different type.
I see.
Right? So this is like a secondary market.
So you can't buy cards specifically, but you can greatly increase your chances.
Yeah, I can get a shot at doing it. Like I'm missing 131 Mythics out of Legacy, and also every time a new set comes out, that means more things are moving into Legacy. Right. So it gets harder and harder. But yeah, mostly what we're going to do today, I want to talk about the dual decks thing that they're doing, which is, I thought was a really cool new wrinkle on how they've been doing these showdowns.
Where did I put a...
Oh, we had a link up, and there's a link that you guys can use too. I don't know where the link went. Was it on booth only?
Did I put it over here? No.
No.
Did I put it here? Where did I put it? Anyway, I'll put it up again. Sorry.
Okay. So the way the dual decks worked is you had it was Zendikar versus Eldrazi, and
I didn't actually save it.
Oh, that's why.
Ha!
There we go. You can follow this link, and that will take you to get the game for either whatever platform you're on, apparently. So the way that the dual decks worked was that Zendikar versus Eldrazi, and you could play as Zendikar. You'd be playing as Nissa Worldwaker, and you'd be playing her deck that she has, and she's also maxed out. They're just giving you like a maxed out Planeswalker to use for this. And then you play against the Eldrazi Desolation, and they're also level 60, maxed out, and they have a great deck as well. And then you just... I don't know.
Probably.
So then you have a... how did it work again? You could play as either side versus the other side, and if you won, great. But then if you won and did an objective, that would also then give you extra stuff. And if you won and did 2 objectives, that would give you extra stuff again. You would win stuff every time you move through the objectives that way. And there was only 3 things you had to do. One was to win. One was to win with a certain number of tokens on the board, for example, and then one was to win with a certain number of tokens, but also do 20 points of damage, which was great. And it was a really fun thing to do. I played on both sides so that I could get as much as just in the...
So you could actually play as the Eldrazi.
Yeah, I could play as the Eldrazi, and then I just played both sides to get as much stuff as I could. But then at some point, it's like, okay, you're done the challenge portion where you get to feel out how the decks work and everything else. Now it is time to duel, and you pick a side. And I picked Zendikar, and other people picked Eldrazi, and the Eldrazi won. With the duels, I was not very good, because now you're playing against other people who have customized their decks.
Right. So wait, they did like a global actual thing.
Yeah.
And the Eldrazi won?
Yeah, the Eldrazi won.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah.
That's real bad.
Yeah, it is. And if you won, you got something. And if you lost, you also got something. Like I got a Zendikar rare booster, which was really nice. It was 1 rare card for the Zendikar Eldrazi set, but or dual deck set. Whereas the Eldrazi, when those people won, they won like a rare card and like I think another booster as well. So they did better, obviously. But there'll be more dual deck events coming out over top, and they basically just show up in events like the rest of these events here. So Training Grounds and the Acrostic Salons and Trials of the Plane.
So it seems like there's lots of different ways to like the matches are essentially the same basic idea, but
yeah,
there's lots of different sort of ways that you can either be doing the story stuff or doing the dual deck stuff or just doing like one-on-one matches.
Exactly. Yeah, the PvP stuff is interesting because you're not playing against a player. You're playing against a player who has entered the same event as you, and they've made a deck. And then it's like, well, because you've registered to be in Training Grounds like I have with Karn, it's like, oh, well, then you'll be playing against this Karn deck. Or somebody else might be playing against my Karn deck at some point. They'll be playing against Tux Beej, playing as Karn, and this is his deck. And the AI sometimes makes stupid decisions.
Right. So the trick is, you're not when you play somebody PvP.
Yeah.
They're not actually controlling their side.
Right. Like this is Hudson. Hudson's already scored 4 in this event. Level 60 Kiora, but I have like no idea what they're going to be playing, obviously. But
like
AI
Hudson
is playing them.
It's not like Hudson sitting there waiting for you to do your moves.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see. It's like that. What is it? There's some racing game where there's a big thing where they call like there's like the Drivatar.
Oh.
Where there's like it's like as you you like can race against other people as trained by an AI.
Okay.
I mean, I guess this is probably just more going by the deck build as opposed to actually analyzing your play style and trying to emulate it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do.
This is your hand?
That first. Yeah, this is my hand. So start with LRRMtG Archive, which it's a support to live on the board. Whenever you would draw a card, you draw 2 cards instead. Whenever you gain life, you gain twice as much life instead. I don't have any life gain in this. This is just for me to get more cards into my hand just because I wanted to start using that, and I thought, well, I'll start using that. And then Hix's Prison Warden is part of my lockdown deck, my prison deck, where I basically just disable everybody else's creatures and then they can't do anything. Because you only have 3 creatures on a board at any one time.
So we're bringing the no fun police into the world of Puzzle Quest.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then Molten Vortex, every time I match 3 or more red gems, I would deal 4 damage to my opponent. So I'm going to put LRRMtG Archive out first if I can. Got there. I don't know if that's too loud or not. If it is, we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
There's lots of sound effects in this game. All right, so now we pulled up Muldrotha the Gravetide.
The order is the order that they'll be cast in?
Exactly, yeah. Everybody at the top goes first. I might just actually cast that one first. So Muldrotha's thing, blue, black, green, 8/8 for 20 mana. And at the beginning of your turn, pick one of the first 4 cards from your graveyard, fetch that card, and it gains half of its mana. Very handy to have, and I don't always
also
get to
very
play her.
Also very similar to what her power is in Magic.
Oh, no kidding. So I matched white instead of matching blue because I wanted to. Blue's better for me in this context, but I want to ensure that I would not have any whites on the board that are next to each other because I knew that because Hixus is a white card, it will try to always come out to a white jewel, and if you can match against it, then you just match against it and remove it, right? So that's rough. So Karn's abilities, and these are hard to read. But we're going to use Thrawn Legacy to start off with. I really like using Thrawn Legacy. Pick one of the next 3 cards of your library, fetch that card, and exile the others. If it's a colorless card, all your mana bonuses are increased by 1. If it's a colored card, your mana bonus in that color is increased by 2. Each mana bonus cannot be raised by this ability more than 3 times.
Is that just permanent?
Yeah, or for this game, rather. So I can raise my green, because Great Aurora, or I can raise my red, or I can raise my blue and white. So I'm going to fetch Oath of Teferi, because at least I can get blue and white up by 1. And then I'm going to throw it away, because I don't need it. But I sure did that. And our bonuses now have gone, instead of 1/1/1/1, it's at 3/3, 1/1/1. So right now, Karn is more likely to do good with blue and white. So let's cast some blue and white. Or match some blue and white. So loud. I'm going to throw that Oath of Teferi away again. I may just end up going heads down here and playing an awful lot. Jesus, that still seems really loud. I hope it's not too loud for you guys.
Turn it down a little bit.
Okay. Might also be my headphones are just way too hot. Ah, yes. This massive pain in the ass card. Infinite Obliteration, which I made a joke about on the panelists.
That seems like a lot of obliteration.
Yeah, except it's only discarding the first and last card in your opponent's hand, which is not infinite.
It's not really infinite or obliteration.
Yeah, but for 6, it's a hell of a way to frustrate your opponent and keep them from casting anything.
I like that even in...
And because Muldroth is on the board, I can pull it out of my graveyard and then cast it for 3 because it's full.
Even though you're playing against an AI, you're frustrating your opponent is still a viable strategy.
It's a lot of fun, especially when you know it's on the computer behind there. So you're like, I can frustrate anybody I want.
Can you make them so mad they quit?
No, I can't because it's not a real person, unless the computer figures out how to
No, but
actually.
I mean, like if someone as a real person is playing against your deck,
Oh yeah.
can they get so mad that they just give up?
Yeah, they could do that.
Do you get informed if somebody played your deck and quit partway through?
No, you don't find out how your decks are doing against anybody else.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it would definitely be like, yeah, good
Yeah.
for me, good for me. All right, we're gonna.
That'd be a good quest.
Yeah.
Like get 3 rage quits against the deck that you made.
Which means that anyone you play against would be like, I'm not going to rage quit this. I'm going to play to the bitter end, so I don't give this guy satisfaction. So, all right. So I'm going to match. I'm going to blow up my own gem, but that's so that I can get a 5, match 5, which gives me an extra swap, which lets me get more stuff out of here. Okay, so now other things I can do. We could either Thran Legacy again and keep doing that until I start building up massive mana bonuses, or I can put Karn's Major Construct out, which I think I will do.
Oh, just a big ass 12-12.
Yeah. So when he comes out, originally, like when you're at a lower level, it's Karn's Minor Construct, and then it's Karn's Construct, and then it's Karn's Improved Construct, and then it's Karn's Major Construct at each of the 4 different levels. And so if I have 3 or more supports...
It's just a Space Marine.
It really is all it is. When I control 3 or more supports, creature gains prevent damage. That's nice. At the end of your turn, if you control 2 or more supports, one of my supports will just get 2 extra shields. Then the first supports in my graveyard will just come back into my hand and it gains 10 mana. And because I cast a lot of high cost supports, it's kind of nice to have stuff that I can just pull out of my graveyard and be like, I'm just going to cast that again. We're going to pull this blue. So my Hix's Prison Warden is now disabled, both of them, and that's just going to live there for a while.
Yeah, it seems like he's doing real good work.
Yeah. I'm very happy to play that card. I was very pleased when I drew it because I was like, oh, this is now an integral part of my frustrating the audience deck. All right.
So one of the things that I have to say that I found a little annoying about this, and it's something that a lot of Puzzle Quest games do, is the little suggestions of where to do the move if you take more than 5 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just found that so either I'm just following what the computer is telling me to do, or I have to sort of actively second guess what the computer is doing.
I've noticed that in some cases it will give suggestions and they'll be bad suggestions. It'll be suggestions that work in favor of your opponent. And I'm like, I don't know if that's on purpose or not. If it is, that sucks because I always see those and I'm like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong.
So do you pretty much just ignore it now?
I tend to. If I'm completely at a loss and I can't see a match anywhere, then I'm just like, wait for the blink. I see the blink, do the match. But yeah, most times I'm not even seeing the blink anymore. Let's bring that.
The link over here is a link that will send you to download this for iOS or Android. I believe it is available for both.
And Starfield of Nyx is awesome
I will
because
paste into the chat.
it's like it does 3 things, and it's so nice.
It would be interesting if it like always gave you the second best move
Ah, yes.
you could do. So it's like it'll give you
I
a
could
move
do
that'll
this.
work,
Yeah,
but you shouldn't
go for it.
you shouldn't go for it.
Yeah. So what Starfield Nyx does is that at the beginning of my turn, the last support that I control that was destroyed is returned. And that's just like that is like if you're trying to keep guys locked down and they keep busting up your things that are disabling their creatures, and just to be like, aha, I've destroyed your summoning bonds. It's like, great. Next turn, bam, summoning bonds is right out there again. Busted again.
It'd be so demoralizing.
Yes, it would be. And then plus, if I control 4 or more supports, Starfield of Nyx also gives me like an extra, was it 4/4 or 5/5? It just gives them 5/5 to every creature I control. Like it's a super busted card.
Now I'm super curious to see, like, is this deck that you're playing similar to a deck that the computer has? Like, is there a generated deck? Like, I'm curious to see how the computer would play your deck.
Ah, yeah.
And with the idea being that, like, is this like a super prison deck that you've made?
Yeah.
Frustrating people all over the place.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice to, not even maybe, rage quits or whatever, but just to know how many times people have played your deck would be interesting to know.
It would be. Now this mastered thing comes up, which people don't probably see all the time, or you might not have understood this. So every time you master cards, you get, like, is this plus 16 for Swamps down at the bottom? That plus 16, I've done that twice now, so I get, I think, plus 16 for that and plus 16 for this. That goes into a, let's just move that, and we'll go continue. That goes into a, essentially just a bucket of points that I'm accruing to move me to better and better reward levels within the different events.
Oh, okay.
And I'm already at platinum tier, so I don't have to keep doing this. But
Excuse me, I'm a
platinum
platinum
tier?
member,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I should be at the front of the line.
And so just being platinum is like, that just means that all of your rewards will ultimately be better than the ones that you get at, like, the bronze tier or whatever.
I mean, because you are provably a better person.
Yes.
Than somebody at bronze tier.
That is kind of what that's supposed to mean, correct? Let's see here.
Missed a couple of subs here. Just want to grab that. Azarax13 for 25 months in a row. Thank you very much. Calaveth for 43 months in a row. Vestman1 for 28 months in a row says, was playing Puzzle Quest when I saw the notification. These streams are great. Wish me luck. Job interview tomorrow.
Oh, good luck.
Good luck.
I'm gonna.
I'm hoping it's not a. Well, maybe is it a Puzzle Quest related job? In which case, you playing Puzzle Quest is just research.
Yeah.
And if not, maybe it is relaxation before you get ready to go to your job interview.
I did meet somebody at Shucks who is beginning a new job with Wizards apparently, which was really neat. And they bought one of our shirts, and it's like, we'll wear this to frustrate, like, they knew who we were, so it wasn't like a weird thing of, oh, they'll probably get a kick out of the shirt. And I'm like, they've probably seen that shirt before. They knew.
Vestman1 says definitely relaxation. That's good.
We're gonna match against black mostly for this game because it has +3 right now.
I always hope that we get that. Well, eventually, I mean, maybe it's probably already happened, but we'll get into the situation where, like, you're at a job interview, and just like how it used to be that if you were in, like, the same fraternity as the guy interviewing you, it'll be like, I am platinum Puzzle Quest person. You guys like, you're platinum? I'm only gold.
Yeah.
Teach me your secrets. Oh, I mean, yeah, you got the job.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
But first, how do you beat?
Yeah, how do I get past? How do you play for so long? It's like, well, you see, I don't have a job, and that's why I'm here to get a job.
It's like, well, I wouldn't want to take you away from your amazing Puzzle Quest achievements.
Jet-setting lifestyle. Let's see here. I'll match blue. Thank you.
He's just the one guy who always brings the most degenerate decks to Commander Night, and everybody hates them.
This is the I'm having fun portion of Magic for me, where it's like I get to play what I want and no one can stop me and no one gets upset.
And that's the thing, right? Is that like I remember back in the day playing like Duels of the Planeswalkers.
Mm-hmm.
And that one just has like pre-gen decks that you can only manipulate a little bit, but then there's like the Ajani life gain deck.
Okay.
And I had a lot of fun with that deck, just basically styling on my opponent, like not killing them and then getting up to like 300 life,
right?
Just to mess with, just for fun, And like in a real game, that would be super bad manners.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But when you're playing against the computer, it's like, whatever.
I probably shouldn't have brought this out.
Does the computer care? Only if they programmed it to care, and I hope they haven't.
I hope not either. All right, so did that.
It's like we programmed an AI to get super salty in certain circumstances.
What am I going to do next? I can't. So you can only use your abilities once per turn, which is unfortunate, but black, blue, and green seem to be my best moves here.
Do you have 2 Muldrothas out right now?
I have, because you can see that it says 1616, but it's like one Muldrotha is like what Vraska's playing right now. On my side, the 1x that is like, and there's an additional one on top of this.
Right.
They started counting the tokens to let you know that it's like you have reinforcements, because reinforcement, like cards that care about reinforcements, like Squee, I think, cares about reinforcements. Squee the Immortal. So they started counting reinforcements as a way to utilize that mechanic.
Wait, isn't Muldrotha legendary?
Yes.
Well, you should be able to have 2 out there.
That's right. Something about the historic rule doesn't really apply here for some reason. I know I keep talking down a lot because I keep having my phone lower, but I will try to lift it up so everyone can hear me.
Lurbot is a salty AI.
Let's move that up, and let's move that up.
There's a great line from, I think it's old
Nice.
Lord Soberg from Bunching Shuttlecocks. He did a
good.
thing about how it's so sad that that a con now, like it used to be that if you were conned,
Yeah.
you would at least have like a story about this like big elaborate con that happened to you,
Right.
and that you got and that fooled you. Whereas now, being conned on the internet is like somebody sent me an email with a link that I clicked, and then it stole all my login information.
Right.
Like it's not. He's saying there isn't that personal feel, and it's like and a computer doesn't like fan itself with your money as it's walking away, or at least it won't unless somebody builds a computer specifically to do that. And I don't think people are going to do.
No, it's too much work to be like, and then take out the money and
or it has a picture. He made a picture of like a computer with a robot arm attached to it,
Nice.
with a money fanning machine.
I was attempting to see if I could get. Maybe I got 3 minutes left before the training grounds closes. Maybe I can actually finish training grounds today.
What is the training grounds resets?
They cycle, and the frustrating part about this one ends in a minute actually.
Win-loss ratio 100.
So far, I'm doing pretty
Seems
good.
pretty decent.
So the frustrating part about training grounds right now is that they're running 2. They're running one that's in standard, and they're running one that's in legacy. So I use Karn for all my standard stuff because I would want to test all these cards out. So I just built a deck that would do that. But then in legacy, I use like Kiora because I can play way faster. Let's see if I can actually get. I probably can't do this.
Yeah,
in a
having
minute.
timed. Oh, because it doesn't. You don't just have to start it. You have to actually
I
finish.
think you have to finish it. We'll see.
Having timed events does encourage you to play
Yep.
fairly fast games.
And if I finish this, then I'm also getting. I end up getting. What is the? I end up getting 15 of those little mana crystals, which you can use to enter other events or buy packs like I did.
So how many different currencies are there, like, or collectible thingamadoodles?
4.
4?
Yeah.
There's 4 different currencies that,
Yep.
or things that you could acquire that you could then spend on things.
Yes. And it's
Can
which
you
is
exchange between them and to a limited extent?
I'm not sure you can now that you mention it. trying to think about whether you can do that or not. I don't think you can, actually. I don't think you can use crystals. Crystals are the ones that are the hardest to come by, the yellow ones. The mana shards, which are the purple ones, those are only good for one thing. And you can't, I don't think you can buy those by using crystals or anything else. Crystals are the ones you use to buy stuff that's harder to come by from the store.
I guess we only have 10 cards in your deck. Your consistency is pretty darn good.
Yeah, I always know that I'm going to be pulling in something.
You don't have to worry about it's like, well, what happens if I don't draw Muldrotha?
Well, I've had games where she doesn't show up at all, and it's like, I could really use that. It's part of my strategy.
Jin's Wish.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just keep rolling.
And presumably you can buy extras of whatever currency you want with real money.
Yes. This is definitely a game that allows you to do that. That I would say even encourages you to do that.
Huh.
Oh, good. Oh, damn. Oh, good. What a roller coaster that was. Holy shit. Okay, you didn't see what happened, but those two red ones in the second to last column, those two red ones matched and disappeared. I'm like, oh shit, I had a built-in extra match, and then they got replaced. And I was like, oh, damn, oh, they're gone. Oh, they came back. Great.
Yay!
Hooray! I'm the best at this game. Starfield. Sorry?
Someone's saying you can only actually buy crystals, maybe?
Yeah, crystals, I guess, are the only thing you can buy. Shards you have to earn in the game then, I guess.
I don't know about this. This doesn't feel like Magic. It's too pay to win, you know? It's not what Magic is all about.
Yeah, Magic's about... what's Magic about? I don't really play it. Like...
Lehman Russ Rules is a new subscriber. Welcome. Also, Dark Lord Foamy with the 5,000 bits. Thank you very much, Dark Lord Foamy.
Thank you, Dark Lord Foamy. That's very generous of you. All right, let's just keep frustrating this dude, this computer dude. Let's do that. I thought I'd get lucky there. Good enough. Maybe we win. It'll be nice if I win. It's always nice when you win.
It's amazing the sort of combination of your sort of the manipulation of the actual like board.
Mm-hmm.
You know, adding more of a certain color or increasing the value of cards or increasing value of the little mana tokens or putting the supports down or different things. It's I feel like they've pretty much got the game of the essential match 3 game of Puzzle Quest to like they've extended it pretty much as far as it can go. Like there's in as many different ways. I mean, I guess they're always coming up with new ways, but it's like the if you compare that to say to like whatever OG puzzle, not even OG Puzzle Quest, but just like a thing where you're just matching 3.
So that was weird.
You're so far beyond it now. What happened?
Well, I finished with 4. I don't know if I earned my 15 crystals or not, but also the thing at the bottom that shows the star and the cup, that's the readout for the dual decks. Oh. I should not be seeing this.
It's like 2 overlaid on each other right now.
And I can't, but I can leave it. And yes, the event is gone. Because now we're going back to the Legacy Training Grounds. And that ends in 24 hours. I'm not going to play that here, but...
Ruth Ricks subscribed for 10 months in a row. Thank you very much.
Let's play Oath of the Gatewatch.
So, you can't actually play, like, in real time against other people, right?
You cannot. That's correct.
No, it's all playing against AI decks. Your
interaction with other people is confined to, here it comes, guys, the chat. If you're in a coalition, which I am, LRRMtG. Hi, Mamo, and hi, Arcalid. If you're in the chat, I don't know if you are. I went overtime in that event. That's why it came up with the weird stuff. Right. But I still finished with 4. I have no idea what all came up. But yeah, so this, I can type messages. Actually, in fact, we could just do that. Hi, guys. You're I don't know. It feels like you're on stream. Thank you for autocorrect.
You're on Atrium.
Yeah.
Yay! It's okay that people know your username, right?
Yeah. Sure. It's not going to make a difference there. So
if you're already playing Magic Puzzle Quest or you're joined up, join that guild or
you cannot join that coalition, I think, because it's full.
It's full. Oh,
and there's a.
Do we have like multiple coalitions now?
I believe there are multiple LRRMtG coalitions.
There's too many people.
Yeah, there's too many people who want to play it. So I think they upped the coalition limit from 10 to 20, and still we managed to fill up. So if you're into it though, and you guys, if you're on our Discord, you guys could probably even set up like a little Discord to talk about this if you want. But there's also like you can get referrals. So set up a referral chain and start referring each other. I think you can get up to like 10 referrals with your code, and then once you've gotten maximum amount of referrals, I don't think they work anymore after that.
What is the advantage of being in a crew with a bunch of other people?
There are certain events that you like. See how this is just a single person down on the bottom. This is a solitary event, but actually these are all solitary events. It looks like you can tell from the guys in the corner. And this is what's currently in standard. Is Ix, Rix, Dom, and M19 plus Origins all counts as in standard. So you can only play cards from that.
So Origins is always in standard?
Origins is always in standard.
Wow,
but then something like Trial of the Plains, Red, it does not give you anything. So it's basically everything, every card. It's essentially a legacy event. And then this also has special rules in certain matches. So there's like a hard mode, a heroic mode, legendary mode, and that is rough.
Node?
Yeah. So there are nodes that you have to occupy. It's hard to describe this unless I go into one of these. Which one are we going to choose then? Let's do Across Ixalan, because they have nodes as well. But I don't have a good Ix deck. And that's good. Maybe I just have to join Trial of the Plains. Let's do Trial of the Plains then. Okay. These ones you have to purchase to join. And these are nodes.
Oh, okay.
And the rewards are, this is a solitary game as well. If you play in ones that they'll have two, they'll have like a little person in the bottom, and then they'll also have like 2 or 3 people in the bottom below that. That means that your guild is also participating. And as I play, I'm earning points for my guild, my coalition. And as they play, they're also earning points, and then your coalition moves up, and then at the end, when the event is over, you are assessed at how well you did.
Oh, I see.
And so, yeah, this is winning mana jewels, not mana shards. They're called mana jewels. And then mana crystal prize at the bottom if you manage to fight far enough. So these are all nodes. So for this, I'd be like, well, choose a planeswalker. I need something red. Well, how about a Johnny Vengeance? Because he's a red-white. All I have to do is win. And I'm playing against somebody with a Saheeli deck who is already at level 40, or is score 40, which means they have played this a lot already.
So, just to double check, with the amount of the various currencies that you have there, that's all you just earning stuff, or is that?
Yeah. Oh, as I play, I'll earn points for every win that I get.
Right.
And then once I get those points, that goes into that little reward bar at the bottom, and it fills up.
And you get different.
And it just moves you up and up higher. You just basically keep collecting points until the event's over. And then once you've collected all the points that you need to get all the rewards, hooray, you've done it. So I need to match reds or whites or greens. We're gonna match that. Maybe I should have matched red. Oh, there are no reds out. Okay. The part of this is strategic is that Saheeli wants to match red and blue. So
if you can
stymie any of those matches.
Keep her off red.
Yeah.
And you want to match red and white.
But I also want to match 5s because here's a 5 right there. That's going to give me an extra thing to do. So what I want to do is either break up the red or break up that blue. And reds will earn me more. Maybe I'll just do the green. Okay, didn't luck out. But also,
whoa!
Saheeli opted to not match that red to get 2 red matches in one go. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to have my sewer steward out as well.
There's at the back of the mind, there is always that the computer knows what the rules going to fall down are going to be.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't think that, at least once, I wonder what game you're actually playing, because
It's like that thing with, it's like anytime you're playing a digital game that involves rolling dice, it's always like, I don't trust these dice.
why would I trust these dice? The computer
I know
has access to them.
intellectually that this is random,
Yeah.
but I don't know. This is speaking as somebody who has literally made a dice rolling program that I know for a fact was actually random, and yet I still don't trust.
All right. Let's see here. What I want to do is I want to get my archangels on the board. Let's do this.
I mean, since I don't have time to play this on top of all the actual like OG Magic that I play,
That's fair.
which is fair. Although I would point out, at least until whatever happens with Arena, there's not a lot of OG Magic that you can play on your phone. And even if you could, even when like, I don't know, the idea of playing like Hearthstone, even, or like any like sort of complicated TCG on the teeny screen on a phone,
Right.
seems highly problematic for me.
That's
But
fair.
I people play all sorts of stuff, so who knows? But if you want to get your Magic on the go, at the moment there isn't a whole lot of options.
I'm not going to win this game. That's
Okay.
treasure coming out. Power Devastation. At least I get some health back for that.
Ouch!
Yeah. Lightning Runner's one of the worst. Like, I don't have that card either, so I hate it. And I'm getting shit draws, actually. I'm getting the worst draws. None of my control is coming out. Maybe with a few good matches. Yeah. Okay, so now...
So she's just ultimated, eh?
Yeah, I have a feeling, yes. So, she's got it. She put a, what's it called again? Storm the Vault, which is an Ixalan card. I'm gonna also just.
Wow. You just gained a ton of life.
Yeah, every time my Exquisite Archangel dies, I gain 30 life back.
Oh,
So it's
not so bad.
It's very nice to have them out. The problem is that they keep dying, and I need them to not die just yet.
Wow, like everything on the board is powered up right now.
Pretty much. She's got lots of energy just sitting there. So whenever she's cracking stuff for energy, it might work out for, like, in her favor. So that's just that. Where the hell is... Okay, it's gone. That's good.
She did a whole ton during that turn, but
Yeah.
somehow it worked out to be like the board wiped and you have more health than she does.
Yeah.
I feel like that didn't actually work out that well on her part.
So far, but... Okay, so...
She was setting up something. Though.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, so this is my least favorite thing that I see happen. Hazard's Undying Fury fetches 4 spells that are not Hazard's Undying Fury from your library, brings them into your hand, makes them cost 0, and then takes every other card in your hand and sets it to, like, and drains all the mana from every other card in your hand.
Ouch.
This sucks because when I'm trying to play a game here. And people have set up infinite combos before where they'll take Hazard's Undying Fury and they'll use something like Seasons Past, which basically that's another spell, and it changes a bunch of the jewels on the board to, like, all to green, for example. Like 25 jewels, it changes to green, which means now you're having massive matches where you're making massive amounts of mana. And then so Hazard will, like, fetch a Seasons Past, then it'll cast Seasons Past, it'll toss a whole bunch of mana into their hand. Then Seasons Past also pulls back the last creature, support, and spell you cast, which is Hazard's Undying Fury. And if it does that, and there's more cards that it's holding that you just got that also then generate more matches, then Hazard's fills again, goes and grabs 4 spells. One of them will probably be Seasons Past, especially if you game it that way.
So if you gave that deck to the computer, would it do that, or would it will initiate an infinite combo and then just sit there and style on you?
And it'll just sit there. I had my creatures up to Power and Toughness, 612 power and toughness for Ulvenwald Hydra, and finally just said no, and I just quit because I have to quit.
Right.
The computer will not quit because it doesn't think that it has to. Like, because the computer doesn't quit; it plays until it's done. And I'm kind of like, there should be, because the thing is, like, this guy's like styling on me, right? But he's not, because Ulvenwald Hydra, every time you match green gems, it gains 2/2. So my creatures are massively powerful. I'm like, I will blow you out.
But he just wouldn't end his turn.
He wouldn't end his turn because he can't. Because the computer doesn't know to end its turn. It just knows to keep playing.
You think that after it gets after it has done the same iteration a certain number of times, it should be like, okay, let's stop now.
Yeah, I think we've done enough.
So technically, you actually would have won that game.
Yes.
If the computer had ever stopped.
Yes. And I feel like there needs to be checks involved in the game to do that. If it's like if a computer has cast more than 100 cards in a row, then it should stop and be like, hang on. Like, it should call slow play is what it should do.
Yeah.
And it should say, you have continued this combo and you've gotten to this point. Now, I need to assess what happens. Either the computer wins with whatever it's doing, with what it's done so far, or you win with whatever it's done so far. Let's assess this. And then be like, okay, done.
Yeah.
And then it just calls the game, or it stops the combo and said, now it is your turn to play through. And it doesn't do that.
Electric Claire for 18 months in a row. Thank you very much. And Prue for 27 months in a row sings. We're tilting out. We want the world to know. Come on and let it show. I don't know what do you know what that song would be?
I don't, actually.
We're tilting out. I don't know what song that's supposed to be, but that's awesome.
And I'm gonna do that.
I'm thinking like in I do a lot of web programming stuff, and there's situations where you get into, like in JavaScript, if you mess up something, sometimes you'll like load the web page and like nothing will happen, and then like after a minute or so, a little like Chrome will pop up a little thing being like, so this has been going through an infinite loop for like the last minute, and because this is a really fast computer, I've done this loop like 1 billion times.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want me to continue? You can say yes or no.
Right.
Something like that,
I've been in situations with like decks like this where the thing to do is you find the one thing that you need to do in order to lock everybody down and prevent anything else from happening, and part of that is sometimes their cards will fill up because the computer does not know how to throw cards out of its hand.
Oh,
so
interesting.
if it fills up all their cards, it's like, but I can't cast any of this stuff because it's not helping me to do it. It won't cast anything. It'll just sit there and not do anything for a turn. That's been very helpful. So now we're going to pull this out.
But creating a infinite combo when you're playing is fine, right? That's cool and fun.
I can't stop it either. I would need to quit. I can't say stop casting.
Oh, you can't. It's not an optional thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, to me, it's like,
that's also bad.
I'm like, that's a problem. That's something that's an error in the game. To me, is I'm like, if I create an infinite combo, I have to stop.
Yeah, you need to
playing.
be able to the equivalent of putting F6 or not F6, the reverse. Putting a stop on somewhere, being like, okay, next time there's a question, or next time a card is about to be played, let me know.
Yeah, because there are some cards that just cast. There are some cards that don't just cast, like the Great Aurora, which is a great removal spell, because it basically wipes everything off the board, and can be very frustrating. When you cast that, you can just choose not actually, when it wants to cast, it's like, do I cast this or not? Because it will also kill all your creatures and all your supports. I'm like, I'll just say no. I don't want you to cast it yet because I have people here doing things. But yeah, let's.
Oh, good old Lightning Helix.
Yeah, Lightning Helix. I
can
can just
6 damage and 6 life.
Yeah, I can.
That's not fair.
I can cast that as a part of my Planeswalker abilities.
Oh, he just does that.
Yeah, we go live. We're actually a little over time.
That's your last game.
Yeah.
Hey, and your battery is sufficiently charged.
That is so good. It will not die in the middle of the game.
Is this a pretty battery intensive game?
Yes.
Imagine with all these sparkly effects and so forth. It can be a little toasty on the battery. Eh?
I believe they have enacted a. I think they have a. We're gonna lose anyway. I believe they've enacted a new.
You were holding on there for a while.
That's my. I needed this, so I could.
Where have you been, prison warden?
This whole time, right? Like again, 10 cards in your deck.
10 cards, but you still didn't.
Still did not turn up when I needed him. He turned up at the beginning, and I got wasted.
How many land are you playing?
How many land am I playing? This is all land.
How many prison wardens are you playing? Maybe you should play more.
An infinite amount. I literally cannot play any more prison wardens than one.
An infinite amount, eh?
Yeah. All right, so now I die.
I would go for maybe infinite and one.
Just Aleph 1. That's how many you should be playing. Move to a different infinite set. Maybe it'll come up more often. Here we go. Yeah. Not an unbeatable deck. Just a giant roach. Great Aurora as a removal spell is like how a flamethrower is an insect killer. Yeah, essentially. It's like it's salt the earth. It's so good for that. And there are other cards I have in other colors. I think I have like Star of Extinction, which is again the same kind of thing. I think it's just creatures. It's like wipe everybody's creatures off the board. You're done. And I'm like, yeah, do that. Wipe the boards. I will put new people out. So anyway, so I did not win that fight, but that's fine.
They didn't put the unset into this, did they?
They did not.
Oh, no.
I would kill to play Unstable in this, though. It would be so fun.
An unstable version of Puzzle Quest.
I don't even know what that looks like.
They would just. I feel like it would be Puzzle Quest, and then also like some of the like Pony Island, like some of the like weird meta stuff would start happening. Like you're just like playing, and then you like you could just do a thing where you like take a gem and like throw it off the field or something.
Oh yeah,
just things start to break in the game.
How do you do it? How do you do the thing where it's like look around your room and pull a card? And I'm like, is that basically like pull a card out of your collection that you already have like as part of your user account? We will pull one of those into the game, and you can now cast that or something. Right?
Or it's like the two planeswalkers switch sides, or just like all the weird stuff that should never ever happen in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Unable to show you guys the dual decks. That's what happens because the dual decks were last weekend, and they will be also being playable again on October the 27th. And I will be playing that probably while I am in Australia, but I will not be streaming it. I'm sorry. Oh God, having to scan a physical Magic card with your camera, that'd be really funny. Jeez. That means having to build in so much logic into the device. So, it's
some sort of Charizard thing where you have to play a sub Puzzle Quest.
Oh, and I get daily rewards.
Play a sub game of Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Yeah.
And then Please
download and install.
Yeah, and then come back to your game of Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest.
Crack my free booster. What do I get?
Ooh.
Not bad. Already have it, but again, already have it.
Are things it's like the orb value of a card is just based on whether it's a rare or mythic or uncommon? Or
commons are worth 10, uncommons are worth 20, rares are worth 100, mythics are worth 1,000. I've only had like 2 or 3 mythics show up that were duplicates. And boy, is that a heartbreaker, let me tell you, when the mythic shows up and you're like, oh, fuck. So anyway.
You can, if you use your special things, you can do you just buy a pack of mythics?
In a way, yes. You can buy a pack that is a mythic, actually. You can get
so
a
you just
mythic.
Give me a random mythic?
So you can use the mana jewels, and you can get a Mythic Plus pack, which is Mythic to Masterpiece cards, giving you a 64% chance of a Mythic or a 35% chance of a Masterpiece.
They have Masterpieces.
Yeah, they have Masterpieces too. I have a few, actually.
Fancy.
I will show them to you, in fact. But
Whoa.
yeah,
do they have the Amonkhet Masterpieces?
No, they don't look like that.
Oh, they aren't. They're
no.
like the sweet. Oh man, on the game they could actually be like actual 3D objects.
Right? They could move around and
That'd be
stuff.
sweet.
That'd be really cool. So actually, I do not own this card. I do not own this card. I don't own several of these cards.
These are also not the.
These are masterpieces, though.
These are not things that were masterpieces in Magic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They qualify as masterpieces for what it likes. This is Dominaria right now. I own Flash, which is funny because Flash as a card and Flash as an ability, two different things, which I find real weird. But That's hey, it's Magic. I don't pretend to make the rules.
Oh, they've got
the
sagas?
The sagas are cool. So they actually explain themselves. When the support enters the board, and at the beginning of your turns, you read the chapter. So in this case, 1 and 2 is create 2 Dominaria's Knight tokens, and that tells you what they do. They're human knight with 2/2 human knight with first strike. And then the third one is knights you control get 2/1, and
That's almost exactly what that card actually does in Magic. But that's cool that they brought sagas in. Again, it's so they spend so much effort to replicate the Magic stuff.
yeah, it's really cool. Like I was really impressed with what they've been like. All the things I own, Multani Yavimaya's Avatar, which I have no idea how to use yet. It does not come in handy for me because I think I don't have all the other cards I would need to make that useful. But I just love seeing how this stuff is being. Now we're into rares. I love seeing how all this stuff is being adapted because I hear you guys talk about this stuff and I don't really know what they do. But then so that's just like this. This here is if I was to crack this Mythic Plus pack, any of these cards would show up. Just these. So I have a pretty good chance of getting one of any of these because it's like 1 in like 11, right?
Right.
So, and then they have 2 of these running at the same time. So this is the one for M19 currently. Like Luminarch Ascension's in there. So Chaos Wand. I have no idea what this. Oh right, fetch the first spell from your opponent's library, move it to your hand, and it gets full mana, so you can start casting your opponent's spells as yours.
Again, that's actually about what that card does in Magic.
It's wild.
It is wild. It's very silly.
All right, that's the chat. That's it. We have to go because they're going to start a new stream in like a half hour.
Yeah, we're going to be... Tinker Taylor is going to be in about half an hour. Ian and Heather are going to be...
Kathleen.
Wait, sorry.
Ian
and Kathleen are going to be carving the pumpkins
Yeah.
into all sorts of different shapes.
Yeah.
Presumably faces.
I hope.
Although maybe not.
You can do what you like. Like...
and then... Ian was saying that maybe some roasting of pumpkin seeds too.
Oh, that could be good.
Makes sense.
Big thanks big thank you to D3 Go for sponsoring this stream. At least this section of the stream, this hour long whatever. If you are interested in playing Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest yourself, you can go check it out right there. And I think you also have a better link.
And that link just posted it in the chat there. So check that out. That's that'll take you to download it either on iOS or Android. And also, El Weirdo has subscribed for 27 months in a row.
And hopefully we will see you again with another MTG PQ stream in the future. And if not, well, come say hi to me at PAX Australia.
And also Jig Okuru for 29 months in a row. Enjoy this. Brendan Deary anagrams to Randy Bender. And that feels like a crop shot waiting to happen.
That's real good. That's really good. I never looked that up before.
Randy Bender. I don't know if I could see you as a Randy.
No, me neither. But that sounds like a great. That sounds like the kind of name I would use to sign into a hotel somewhere. Can I get your name, Mr. Randy Bender?
Or like it's what was your wrestling? Your ultimate face punch or
it was Eddie
Barbell.
Eddie Barbell, yeah.
I feel like Randy Bender could also be an excellent pro wrestling.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you later.